Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the TechGuy Podcast. It has finally came. OpenAI has started or will be started in next 1 or 2 weeks to start ad rollouts, basically to start testing ads in ChatGPT, which was kind of a last resort for them, as quoted by Sam Altman only. you know. So yeah, it has come down to this finally. you know they are in a tough spot, but yeah, we will talk about that much more in depth. Apart from that, we are going to talk about the what is going to be the model of monetization or the whole economic model, how the web is going to run, what kind of websites are going to be kind of an vanish, some how websites like journalistic website, individual website will be kind of and still be running, or what is their monetization model, or how this AI scraping or AI overviews by Google, AI mode that they have inserted in basically in search everywhere now for everyone. How is this going to how the internet is going to survive on this? We are going to talk about that. The monetization model, is there in a monetization model, like we need to reinvent that. We need to new models there too. But yeah, and apart from these two big things, we have a couple of other news like YouTube's total 2026 goal. They released kind of an blog post, but also the YouTube CEO Neil, he also talked about in YouTube Creator Studio, I believe, or YouTube channel. Both, I think. I don't remember which specific channel, but yeah, he talked about the goals of YouTube for 2026, which are really interesting, and I'm liking the where it is going. We will talk in depth about that. And also, the Twitter was down, like we don't know why, but yeah. So yeah, let's see. There are a lot of things to talk about, especially about ChatGPT. So yeah, let's just get into the episode number 48 of the TechGuy Podcast. Here we go. I think let's just go with the big news that ChatGPT is getting ads into it. Uh, there were rumors couple of months ago. I think in the month of November, December, people starting to some of the tweets I saw on Twitter. They started to talk about how ChatGPT and rolling secretly testing ads in ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT had to basically someone from OpenAI had to come and spoke out that we are not testing still ads. uh, it's like that they did not dismiss you about it, that they will never roll out ads, or even simultaneous. you know uh, you can go back last year and watch their even own podcast. I think Sam Altman was there, the first podcast episode they did. If you don't know, OpenAI has their own YouTube channel where they also do, apart from just announcements, they also do podcast. It is uh, it is a podcast basically about AI and different topics. And I think for the first episode, Sam was there, and he talked about kind of an ads in ChatGPT, where he was asked about it. And he it's not that he was dismissive about it, like, yeah, we are never going to roll out ads, or we are never going to talk, or we are never going to insert ads. It was kind of a last resort for them. You might find a clip here and there that Sam Altman talking about it, but if you want to go and check out, like, even in the people in the comments section of that episode were not happy about the ads rolling out in ChatGPT. But yeah, so from the official confirmation from the blog post that OpenAI released, basically, that free and go plan users will have ads. So basically, free users, if you are a free user, which I am, so I will get ads, which probably will be taking time, because the ads will be rolling out in the US first. But free users and go users, so go is a kind of an, again, kind of an, I will say, subscription plan that is $8, at least in the US. It is kind of in their cheapest plans if you want to buy. And in that $8, you will get all models, but you will also now will get ads in it, which is, again, a lot of companies have started doing that, which is not kind of an, I will say, fair for the customers or consumers. Like, if I'm paying for something to watch specifically, I don't want ads in you know, especially paying so much higher price. Like Amazon started it, like we pay kind of an, like at least here in India, the plan is kind of an 1500 rupees here in India. And we now, even in that plan, that is one of the that is, it was one of the most highest plan, and then we have to pay extra like kind of an 300 rupees if you want to remove the ads. So yeah, it is, Amazon has started it since last year for at least streaming. At least glad that Netflix hasn't started, at least in India. I think Netflix is testing out ads, and it's still there on their lower plans in US, as far as I know. So for ChatGPT, free users and Go plan users uh, will be getting ads. If you are in US, that then the price of the Go plan is $8, which I usually don't know that kind of a plan, which is also interesting that they gave that plan, especially the Go plan, the paid plan, to free for everyone for kind of a year, which makes sense now because that plan is in the ad kind of an, which is also that same plan is in the ad kind of an. So yeah, no point in getting into that, but yeah, we will talk about much about ads even while paying, why we are getting ads. But yeah, so yeah, free and Go users, then they will be started, like I said, they will be start testing ads in upcoming next week, in specifically US first. So you might kind of see ads in the form of sponsored, labeled, which can be about whole product placement there, depending upon what you are. It will be clearly mentioned, at least clearly mentioned in there, at least from the visuals they have given. At least for now, you can see here on the screen those kind of visuals of what I'm trying to talk about here. But yeah, so the ad, whatever the ads they will be showing, it will be labeled as sponsor. So yeah, apart from this two confirmation, there is not much from their side. Like um, we need to at least know, basically, because it is in the first of all testing phase, uh, especially in the US. So I don't think it has still started it, because if it would have started, I would have known, at least from someone would have posted about it, talked about it. But it, at least for now, it is not. uh, Now, it is not kind of an surprising they are going into ad model. It is kind of an the good economic model, which I actually love. It's not that I hate ad models. YouTube has its own ad model, but I'm not paying for it. But like there are different aspects of kind of an ad. So there are ads where, like I said, platform, like you can use platforms like YouTube for free. You just need an internet connection and Google account. You can go and read that. You can go and watch the specific kind of an content that creators are making, like this what you are watching on YouTube. Companies like media companies, that they upload on YouTube, which are now not just creator videos, but now it is turned out to be in the music sector. Also the podcast that you are seeing this, but not just 10-20 minutes of video, or even literal whole movies are available on YouTube. So yeah, it is kind of a broad aspect, and you don't, majority of the videos, like mostly you don't have to pay for it. It's ad based, which kind of works. That's why YouTube has this global user base all around the world, and that's why the ad plan works for it. They also have the premium plans. Basically, you pay for the subscription, remove all the ads basically, and after removing all the ads, you not just get a ad free experience, but it is kind of an, I will say, a good subscription plan, because you, like, YouTube is kind of a broad spectrum. Like you are not toned down to a specific genre of watching. Like you can find many of the videos of, if you are into that, watching too much kind of in YouTube videos. But and you also get YouTube music subscription, which is great in that is included. So yeah, that is also one of the ad models I love. I actually like kind of an ad model. I don't mind watching ads because I know that whatever the creators I'm watching, let's say the creators I'm subscribed to, especially whatever the videos I'm watching, it is kind of a revenue split model. So that's there. So as a creator, it is a really great platform there. And like apart from that, there are also ad models where you are paying for the subscription but you are still getting ads. So one of those things are kind of an, let's say, your live TV channels. You are paying for specific channels that you watch, sometimes, but they are not totally ad free. You are still seeing ads in between those. Like you can talk about soap operas, like 20-30 minutes episodes, and in that 30-minute episode, basically 10, like 5 to 6 minutes are just ads. So basically they make 20 minutes of episode, and 10 minutes of the whole 30-minute show is kind of an ad. So yeah, it's not new that you are paying for something and you are still seeing ad in it. Now the thing is, the difference between why we hate ad subscriptions, right, at least for now, at least why I hate it, because the price for what I'm paying and what I'm like, basically the pricing, what specifically what I'm paying, and even after that paying, if even after I'm getting that subscription, getting paying those services that I want to watch, if I still have to see ads specifically in that again, then what's the point? That amount of money, like basically what it is I feel like with TV channels, it was kind of, and you can let go, is because they are two kind of an cheap channels. They are not kind of a big kind of a deal, like 15 rupees, 20 rupees kind of an channels are there out right now. So you don't have to kind of an, let's say, kind of an, I will say, buy in a like high price. And majority of the time, like those channels are so much so low price that you get eventually free in one or other subscription. But as the subscription prices are rising, especially for the streaming services, it has become kind of frustrating. And not just that, and then even including ad in it. So it is kind of a model that people actually don't like it you know so including me, kind of, and like pay for it and still seeing ads. It is one of those things. So that is why, like I said, the go plan what chat gpt introduced, which they have given for free for majority of the people all around the world for 1 year, does not matter. Like it is ultimately free because I am basically watching ad and seeing ads in those interactions, whatever I'm seeing. But the major problems, apart from the media one, basically, because the major problem here on ChatGPT is going to be is how authentic it is going to be in terms of answering it. Like, yeah, they will definitely say, OpenAI, from their official statement that I have read on their blog post, they are saying that the blog, basically the ChatGPT will still give objectively the best answers for you. The ads will not influence it, but we know how it turns out to be. The ad market is so much so bigger, and as many as people, as major as people will get into the user base of ChatGPT, like more than 100 million users are already there. As much as user base will increase, especially for free account, the ad revenue model just grows and grows. If it founds effective, the ad marketing agencies that playing ads or show giving ads in a chat gpt, in a like in that chatbot, and they are seeing high returns, the ad market just grows there. That's why YouTube is there, because high attention spam ads, basically. That's why it is kind of an holy grail for majority of the companies ads to show there. So if ChatGPT just starts get paying more and more, especially for, like, if OpenAI started getting paying more and more in terms of ad revenue, how am I supposed to see that it is not getting influenced by the ad market? Giving kind of an uh, less controversial kind of an answer, not giving objectively best answer for towards you. Like those are kind of an concerns that we always have when it comes to ad model, or like the it is influence. The ad model does influence not just the product but also the media, even in the media industry. You might have seen even in the movies, even in the shows, or even most probably in YouTube videos that you see nowadays, like ad market basically, or even like the companies who wants to collaborate with YouTubers, they have their own kind of and conditions. Now some people agree, some people don't, but there is some kind of influence there. So I will not just assume that ChatGPT will not get influence, especially with the ad market that they are entering right now. But it is kind of an, like I said, last resort for them, the ad market. The reason why the last resort we are saying, because we are also hearing some kind of an rumors since last 2 weeks, at least I am on the internet. It is going that the OpenAI is burning too much amount of cash and they are kind of an getting low, and Sam Altman is going to Middle East for getting much more funding to his company. Now now when and even if let's say they were not even in the burning money, even if they were not even in the condition of they are like, they are not even critical in terms of like I said, let's just assume that ChatGPT, OpenAI is their money is good, they have good amount of money. But the thing is, you can just already see by their revenue model that the amount of, like I said, we always talk about the investments does not justify the revenue amount that it is output. The input is not as comparable to what is going out in terms of profit for the company and for the investors. So going down to the ad model is kind of a, let's say, is definitely a desperate move. Now it's not that I feel like ChatGPT is the only one, that OpenAI will not be the only one entering into this market. As we know that these models are expensive, they need specifically to have kind of a revenue model that specifically make sure that they are running these models, getting output as much as possible. Because what happened with ChatGPT is because they scaled at a too much of a large scale at once, since especially last 2 years, what is happening with them, especially last year, what the amount of deals they made with, again, with Microsoft, with Oracle, with like the amount of deals of billions of dollars of deal, the company just wide openly spread so much in terms of investment, that the problem is now that in next 1 or 2 years they need to make sure they have kind of a sustaining model, especially in terms of financial wise. Then if not, if they were not able to do that, there are other companies, specifically giants out there, that is Google, uh, Microsoft is also there, because Microsoft is just basically trying to get kind of an like a trying to get extract those kind of an profits from OpenAI basically, and using getting basically profiting from OpenAI whatever it is, because they have kind of a contract like that we have talked before. But Microsoft, Google is there, Perplexity is there, Claude is there. Then we have, apart from that, XAI, Elon Musk, which has a lot of money, for himself to even burn in this. So there are a lot of other competition that will be entering in this industry, especially this year too. So it is going to be much more tougher and tougher for OpenAI. So getting into this ad industry is definitely a desperate move from their side, but it does not mean that others will not enter this ad model. I can definitely see in next couple of months in Google I/O, Google will be entering in this ad model, because they are one of the most, not just big company in, at least out right now, because not just that Gemini's model is good, but the thing is they have everything, but they have also hand in the search model, basically what it was before internet, before coming, like what internet was before these chatbots, AI chatbots, and what internet is after that. So they have their hands on both of the sides. So Google needs to basically figure out if they are not getting kind of, and let's say, they need to kind of and find an economic model for both of them to make sure that they are both are alive at the same time, you can see. Now OpenAI has also talked about how the ads will work basically. The stage that they are rolling out right now is, they like I talked about we have talked about at the start. They, like I said, the ad will be at least labeled as sponsored, so there is ads to help those advertisers. Whenever you click on those ads, you will not get redirected to their website, but you can ask questions about that specific ad you are getting, if you want to buy their product. And if you want to buy their product, then you can buy without even leaving ChatGPT, they talked about. So basically, like, again, coming back to the point of making everything at one place that majority of the apps are working on, is like they don't want you to get out of the app specifically, even if it making your app basically a shopping center that majority of the are doing. uh, so it is kind of an that scenario that they're talking about, where uh, buying within the apps, you don't have to go out with any other external links uh, that they talked about in the blog post. That whole blog post will be linked out in the below description. You can go check it out if you want to, in the show notes below down in the description. So so yeah, so I think that's it, at least for now. The ad model is kind of an like I again said, it is a tricky model. uh, and there is always again kind of an not a good discourse around AI, and specifically the answers you get from it. And I think I will make a video, or specifically I definitely we will talk about in the podcast, but I will also make a video but about the amount of time that I have gotten literally kind of a wrong answers from AI. Even if I am using latest answers for specifically so many kind of, and like I said, simple questions, and it definitely hallucinates for it definitely AI definitely hallucinates, and we know that. But and it's not that the AI companies are disagreeing with it, but even at the stage we are right now with improved models with Gemini 3 that I use, or even ChatGPT 5 we use especially, uh, it gets hallucinates it starts to have its own fatigue that we have talked couple of episodes ago, how AI can also have a fatigue on its own with all the information and memorization of before. And it does happen a lot. So there is always that problem, and now they are including ad model in it, where let's say if you start asking questions regarding shopping, where you start regarding question against like products, is that are they going to give, like I said, like they said in the blog from OpenAI statement, that is it going to be objectifying? I don't think so, you know and it is kind of an the only difference that OpenAI, like this chatbot, and we have talked about it before, is the only difference this chatbots and what Google search was before. But basically, the internet before chat AI chatbots and after AI chatbots is that the access of information has become again really easy, like how internet was. But it did not make people any kind of, and let's say, smarter, or not even smarter, but even if they have information, they just don't believe in it. Like what I mean by that is, even if you have world of information, all world's information, everything news in this one kind of a smartphone you have, people chose to believe what they chose to believe, and how algorithmic and how targeted ads, how about how even nowadays social media has become algorithmic, because they need to have kind of an attention, like uh, to keep you attention, kind of a, you are to keep your attention in, like in that app. They don't want you to go out, specifically a lot of people do with their algorithm, because the majority of the time you stay inside their apps there, you spend it, you watch ads, they make generate not just data, but they also profit over ads. uh, this might become that, like OpenAI's ChatGPT, or even any other ChatGPT who start giving out ads, it might show up that, like it might get algorithmic in future, where the answers you are getting right now from ChatGPT, or the not just answers but the products you are getting, like they are specifically targeted towards you, to keep you inside that ChatGPT app, so you don't have to kind of an so you don't have to kind of and go out from the app, so the companies make money. That's how YouTube algorithm works. But the difference between YouTube algorithm is uh, not difference, but the difference between what you do on YouTube and what you do on ChatGPT totally different. Like you are expecting from ChatGPT to kind of and have, and let's say if you are doing research regarding something, especially let's say for basic products, finding, like you are clicking a picture, asking question about a product, is it a good or not, is it aligning to its own thoughts and own values. And we have talked about AI values and their own, and they have their own firm decision, no matter what I think about that product, what I think about that person. AI need to have its own kind of thought process. If let's say it becomes more of a, like I said, algorithmic, what YouTube is basically, what YouTube does is, let's say in terms of politics, if I start watching more of a right winning content, or left wing content, or specific to specific creator kind of an content, or let's say specific genre type of content, YouTube basically gives you that in short form or even long form, you know and it you kind of an are in a bubble, rather than exploring the whole outer shell of that bubble. Same might happen even with these AI chatbots, that you might get like they might create a bubble inside for you specifically, and that you are happily living in that bubble, to just make sure they are getting profit over it, rather than giving you objectively good answers. And like I said, and you are assuming that it is giving you the best answer possible, but it might be under the influence of the ads that the companies are paying them. So like, there are a lot of factors in it, so there needs to be not just transparency in it, which I don't think that OpenAI will give that much. Like I talked about even in the health episode, that is the last one, that how OpenAI is not transparent about the information, what kind of information that we are getting regarding health on ChatGPT, is where they are getting that information from. I like, even if 60,000 what they talked about physicians, that the answer is curated from them, does not make that information legit. We need information from where it is getting. So what government website is it, even government approved information what that we are getting, even the data I am saying to, let's say you attach your health, specifically scans, doctor or doctor receipts, basically whatever it is, whatever the condition you have, is it even safe to them? We don't know. It is like they are new, and that kind of, and making sure that trust is there is hard for at least OpenAI. If it was different company than OpenAI, let's say any new company, at least there is, it is kind of a trust, because at least they are something new than what people don't have a trust on OpenAI and the other giants, like even Google. But at least in terms of trustness, OpenAI is not up there. It is, I think, at the bottom last, when it comes to that. So I feel like I said, they were not transparent about even the health aspect that I talked about, that we need to know that information. Like, where is the information that you are giving me regarding this specific uh, disease I talked about, specific conditions I talked about? Where are you getting that information from? Is it from specific from my country, that my government or my association, like health associations or institutions basically approved of it, those kind of information that you are giving accessible? We don't know that. There are a lot of aspects to it, and the way the wording needs to be solved. And there are thousands of, not thousands, sorry, there are a lot of, I will say, cases, at least 5 cases I saw last year, that just from the answers that ChatGPT has given has led to suicides and led to a lot of like this kind of situation. So is when it is coming down to your health that ChatGPT is entering into, like I said, is risky. And same is happening in this ad model. Like, people will be thinking that, oh, ChatGPT, whatever that ChatGPT is giving me will be the good, or like I said, objectively your best answer. But it might be the influence under specific ad companies and your political behavior. Like, if it started going with algorithmic, and if it starts going with the what other social media platforms are basically, then it is going to be a not a good look what at a future looks like, because it is going back again down to zero what we are right now. It's like we are not moving up. So there is always, like I talked about even before and now, is that due to ChatGPT, due to these AI chatbots, yeah, we are definitely getting more and more accessible information, access of ease of information, really simplify information, like building, like having, like, rather than going 10 steps to get a specific information, you are getting that in seconds right now. Or even breaking down complex studies or complex information in down to points, you are definitely getting that. But the price of it is, do you trust that information that is it is giving to you, that is tailored towards specifically to you? Is kind of, and like I said, in this case scenario, what we are going into, where there is no transparency, is kind of hard to believe. So we need a lot of uh, data, we need a lot of information. Let's see how it goes, especially in next couple of months. And I'm looking forward to what Google is going to do. So yeah. Speaking of Google, as I said even before, like, it's not just that ChatGPT will enter into this ad, AI chatbot ad model, giving, now also starting ads in Gemini, even in other placements. Basically, even like Chrome is already there, but even in Gemini, I feel like, yeah, Google is looking forward to that. It's just they are one of those companies, they look what others are doing. Okay, is it good to launch? Like, the amount of time since last 2 to 3 years, that OpenAI is one of those companies that always releases something first. Then behind that, after a couple of months, there is Google. Behind that, after a couple of months, is XAI. So yeah, it is kind of, and like I said, the train of companies that go when there is first OpenAI, which are doing bold and risky moves from their side, and then there is Google followed by them, which finds error or kind of a failure points what happened with the Chat GPT, and then goes out and improve it on it. So yeah, Google has kind of an, like I said, they don't want to rush anything. So they don't, like, they wait on the others what they are doing, especially with the OpenAI that has happened. Like, it started with, again, obviously with ChatGPT, again with OpenAI launching ChatGPT, then Google going out with Bard, then they renamed it letter wise. But yeah, even with the Sora AI model, specifically hyper realistic AI video model that they launched last year, I think, and now it has begun. Like they launched it in 2020, no, in 2024 only, I think. But yeah, OpenAI did not release that fully model to publicly. It was kind of an for first 6 months. Definitely, that model was not released publicly. Then they released that model in public for paid users, not to give that model to everyone. Which of also they do the major reason was they could not afford it. Like even ask they are losing their money at the amount of time you ask questions, especially even in the free model. So uh, for them it was kind of an hard, but that's why they also started the Sora AI feed, kind of an special social platform for to kind of an have a revenue model for them to use this AI model specifically for they want to go give it out to public, but they also want to make profit over it. It's like every company kind of an basic simple problem that they always try to solve, you know. But ad model, like how, like I said, if now chat gpt, like this AI chatbots will start having ads, not just chat gpt but all others also, then what is going to be kind of a about the internet that was before this? Like what is going to be about, like we know that simply that this AI model, the LLMs, basically large language models that you are seeing right now, that the answers they are giving right now is that they are scraping the internet for you and giving you the answers for it. So the simple basic kind of an, I will say, I will lay out for you that is that you ask for a specific information, specific kind of an questions regarding, like I said, then the AI large language model, the information basically it has already what information is, where that information comes. The information comes from the internet, basically what is already out there rather than what is not there. So basically it's like it's not that it is creating information out of the air. It first of all can't. It what it does is like get that information, basically get those, go to those websites, read those for you, get those answers and simplify it to you with your personalized answer. With your personalized answer, if you are using those AI chatbots for a while, and it will personalize answer for specifically you, and then you find it easy to digest those kind of information. But the information is ultimately coming from what it is already out there, what companies or the media companies have worked on. Let's say what the basic example for it is like if you ask for a chat gpt for or any one chat bot to go ahead and give image of an avatar, you like convert your image into an avatar, like it is highly unlikely a chance that it will go and convert it just like what it is in the James Cameron Avatar movies. The reason why it is because those movies exist, those images exist, so it does not have to act too much like, okay, what are avatar, what does I mean by the avatar, it the personalized answer that it is giving to me. So it can just go to that movie and see the visuals and just convert my image into those kind of avatar creatures. So like I said, what AI, this at least for this large language model does is like they can think only what on the existing information is. So if that existing information, how does existing information exist? That is because articles, blogs uh, on the internet for like last decades, 2 to 3 decades, that they are existing right now in specifically for Google, that is the largest search engine, and search both, you know so it is information already that is out there. So if and the revenue model for those websites are ad based. So if no one just is visiting their website and no one is seeing their ads, the numbers are down, the companies will not be happy to even advertise there. So their only major source of revenue the ad model will not go out, you know. So will go out for them, and they have to shut down their website. But the thing is, uh, when these websites when these websites run on ad revenue model, that they will not exist in future, specifically for certain websites definitely, then what is going to happen, you know? Then what's how these AI models will get information, you know? Where, like, is it going to create or do it own work for you, that generally, like, it is ultimately what it is doing for you is just scraping the internet and giving the information to you. So if that internet does not exist, the backbone of it, the information, then what's the point? If the information, it becomes so bleak, or I will say, I don't think bleak is a word, but the information does not exist, then where is it going to be? So it will be just loop on itself, where AI will create it, like like again, going to the dead internet theory that we are talking since last 2 years, at least in this podcast. But yeah, so, like, the major problem here is right now to maintain both, I feel like, you know. uh, and to maintain it, we need to have kind of an ad revenue model for them, not these models, AI chatbots, because they are already we are already paying for them, you know. Not majority of the people, but they are already our subscription models, and they are depending on that information, these AI chatbots, you know. uh, and if they want to sustain both of these industries or both of these models, basically what I mean by the web model and this now chatbot model, I think there needs to be a revenue model for them to exist. If they don't exist, then these don't exist, you know. And we see a lot of problem from ChatGPT side. The answers you get, the hallucination will increase, AI will itself write a lot of m- mis- misinformation. So that's the major problem. The revenue for this model needs to exist. So we have talked about the kind of a revenue model should exist. And last year especially, I think when Google I/O happened, the good decoder episode from Verge was one of the examples I gave all throughout the year last year. That discussion between Sundar Pichai and Nilay Patel on the Verge Decoder episode that they had. What is going to be the future of web? Uh, as Google always says that AI overviews or AI mode right now, at least they have talked specifically given out about, at least talked about AI overviews, how that AI overviews is kind of an really, how AI overviews is increasing basically the impressions on these websites. But there is no kind of a specific number they always give, they just talk about it. And when Nilay Patel just ask about what is going to be the model for it, well, yeah, like, if there is no ad model, if companies are not willing to give ads to these uh, company like companies like Verge or Bloomberg, or even for individual, you know, those people who do write blogs and articles, do journalistic work, do writing on the internet and post it, how it is going to survive if these AI chatbots, AI agents, AI models are just scraping it, you know. And I think we talked about it before, but there can be a way. Like, I was thinking, I think we had talked about it couple of episodes back, but I was thinking about how we can give answers, like how you can uh, kind of an have kind of an permission based kind of a system, where, let's say, I ask AI a specific question. If I go into, let's say, Gemini, and Gemini, and I ask kind of an complex or long kind of an answers to that Gemini, then uh, then what happens is that when Gemini goes on the background, the its AI agent, that multimodal agents, where it is going to be different sides to get to that information, whatever it is having. I think whenever that AI model is entering specific web pages, I feel like the permission, what I mean by that is, there need to be a kind of a transaction system between web page and that agent. So basically, Google or Gemini model will pay some amount of money to get entered into their pages and extract those information, and basically those pages, web pages like say Verge or Bloomberg or specific any kind of person's article, whatever it is, they will get paid certain amount of money, the amount of time that AI model enters into that, you know. So I think that is also one of the revenue model. Now, what kind of and how much money that needs to be given, it's again it's kind of an another kind of an problem, you know, because we all never know. It depend upon what kind of content it is, you know. It depend what kind of information that they're extracting, you know. And specifically, is it going to extract, like once it enters into your web page, it is definitely going to extract every other word, you know. So even highlighting those web pages, like at the end of every answer that even Gemini or this AI chatbots you will get, I think there should be an also kind of an like the sources that it actually gives you right now. But I think it should be written kind of an like boldly, so they can get, so people know where the information is coming on for them, you know. And it is good for both the web pages, I believe, and also good for the Gemini for to have kind of a model to let running, so people trust more of these AI chatbots. But also trust but also the web pages also remain, because they don't go out of the business, because now majority of the medias are getting into subscription model again. Like Verge has started their subscription since last year, since these AI models are getting scraping the internet and they need a subscription model to survive. um, and you need to pay about like a $5, which is kind of an, if you are kind of an high user, if you are kind of an high user for Verge, you know, or especially what they do in everything, most probably, at least in tech, you might go and definitely go ahead and purchase it. But then there is Bloomberg is also there, you know, their subscription model. Then there is New York Times. So yeah, there are they are moving towards subscription model a lot, and that's also one of the most major reasons, is like a lot of companies are moving towards subscription models. Is the major reason is that it is sustainable, and it is, they don't have to rely on ads basically, you know. So it is kind of an, I will say, a rough patch for them. Like these companies need to some go and have kind of a model out there. And that's why, like I said again, Google is one of those companies can do it, you know. They can introduce a model and people in the industry will follow. Like OpenAI will follow it, XAI will follow it, every other Perplexity and Cloud will follow that model what Google will introduce, because Google is a giant, because Google is both on the web that was before and the web that is now with these chatbots, and in future that will be the voice, the next web, I will say. But like I said, we need a model for, like we need internet to exist. And if it not, it is going to be a really messy place, you know. So let's see how it goes. I'm interested to in that what Google, like I said again, I'm much more interested in what Google will do when they introduce ad model, and also the ad model, like the revenue model for the web pages or the websites or the articles, like whole internet, what it exists at least for right now, to still exist in future, you know. Not just these AI chatbots and the information becomes too much kind of an uh, pay for it, or too much kind of a, like we are again then going to the same not just trust issues but a lot of money to just get some kind of information out of the internet that is that you are trust, you know. So yeah, it is hard, uh, mm, but it is hard to do it, to get kind of an complete good answer which satisfies everyone. But I feel like at least we need to start acknowledging the problem that we are at least have right now, because since last year nobody even talked about it. Is nobody even is getting the answers towards it. Like no one is, yeah, we have this model that we can work it out where both of the parties remain kind of an really in a good spot. But yeah, I'm interested in looking what Google does. I'm interested in looking what in Google I/O does and what Google introduce. So yeah, let's see. With ChatGPT, you can uh, give me your thoughts regarding ads and what you ultimately also what you think about ad models. Not just about I'm talking about chatbots, but overall, what you think about ad models, and yeah, let's say I think we will take a break here. After a break, I think we will be talking about Apple Creator Studio Pack they launched last week, and some YouTube 2026 and their goals, which is also interesting and a good at a good in a good direction that is YouTube going, which I'm actually liking. So yeah, we will take a break here, and after a break, we will be right back. So Apple has done it. They have started their own Studio Creator Pack. I think they are calling it Creator Studio Pack, which is again a subscription service, which I again will be not taking because not because it is a subscription for service, because I don't want to get too many into subscription models for now, and I don't even have Apple devices, so I don't know how it will be even working with my Windows laptop, which I feel like I don't think Final Cut works on Windows. Yeah, but yeah, so in this subscription model, the Creator Studio Pack they are calling it. So in that, Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro for sound, and Pixelmator Pro are paid services that will be bundled into one pack. And apart from these three, you will be getting others which are available for free, like the free form, they are journalistic, they call it. No, the free form and the journals, both app. And then there is I don't know what are the others are, but at least I know the at least I know the free form that is also available. If you are iPhone user, it is available on your iPhone for free form it is called. And then there is journal for specifically for journaling, which is I actually both of them are really good, which but I don't do journaling on my phone. I do journaling on my laptop, which is kind of an really easy to do it. On my phone it is kind of an I don't want to stick around with my phone for like for a lot of time, so I try to divide work. So Logic Pro, which is more of a kind of a music mixing, Pixelmator design you can, and then Final Cut Pro for video editing. These are again kind of a paid subscription which are in that specific one bundle. And then apart from these three, all other are free, but in that free, even in the free versions, basically if you buy the whole pack, you will be getting AI templates and some good library of photos and graphics pre basically for if you are getting there's whole pack of those apps basically. So yeah, it is starting to roll out at least this week, I feel like, and you will be more probably most probably you all will be getting this whole creator pack if you want to try it out. If you are Apple user, especially in MacBooks or even an iPad, you can go check it out if you want. But yeah, so this is another uh, classic example, like companies that are going into subscription based models. Like I talked about in the last episode, how FSD, full self driving, is also from at least from Tesla. They are not going to sell it, they are going to turn it into a subscription model that is $99. We will talk about that in the next episode, but much more about next episode because we have a lot to talk. But in that regard, for Tesla specifically, but subscription model is kind of an that kind of a model which make sure that okay, what kind of revenue you will have, because the number of account for subscription, the number of accounts you will get into in terms of revenue wise. And that model works for everyone because everyone is into subscription, if you want to watch TV, you need to have subscription. Regular channels you need to have subscription monthly. Netflix is there. The streaming services basically is there. Then there is, even for groceries there is monthly subscription. Even in cars there is monthly subscription. Even before Tesla, I'm not just talking about Tesla. I'm also talking about the infamous, I think Mercedes did it with making a full self, no, not full self, making heated car seats into subscription model, which is kind of was outrageous. And I think they have backed it up, or should have at least. But like every other company is going on a subscription model. Some are good, some are not. But the problem is, but it clearly just shows that the subscription model works for the company. For Apple, it is specifically for their cloud services that people buy it for majority of the time. And then they have their own arcade subscription, which also people buy it. And apart from that, they have subscriptions and the platform subscriptions too, that they specifically app stores that they have it basically. So basically, if you do any kind of an purchase in Apple Store app, in App Store, basically you give kind of an that is lot of kind of an revenue generator for Apple, and that was also the big thing for Apple to even give it up to Spotify. And still up to this day, this case is still going on. Like, I even in India, I can't buy subscription because I can't buy Spotify subscription within app, because both are kind of an like Spotify on their side, they are not willing to budge, and same for the Apple side, and it is going court for like years for now. And then the whole EU thing happened. We talked about last year it happened started. But yeah, like, it is a big revenue model for Apple. Now they are again getting into it. Now I don't know how it is comparing to Adobe Creator Pack. Basically is competitive towards it, because I don't use again Adobe too. Let me know if you are Adobe Creator Pack, or if people are testing it at least for right now. So I don't much probably know. There is no kind of an verdict, at least on the videos that I am seeing. But apart from that, let me know if you are Adobe Creator Pack, or you would like to switch, because I am seeing a lot of problems with Adobe, and people are moving to from it. And there was also another app service which I forget. But yeah, let me know which one of you use kind of a subscription services for creating, like, for editing, for photo editing, video editing. What kind of subscription service you use, or you use any kind of free ones? Let me also know down, because I need those free ones which are actually good. So then so yeah, I want to know, like, Adobe, if you use Adobe, why you use? Because I am seeing a lot of problems people having, like, just even cancel it, the pricing is getting increased. So yeah, it is definitely kind of a competition, definitely, with the Adobe one. But with, I don't know specifically how better it is than Adobe. And I don't think it will be, just judging by, because it is first time that they're launching this. They will be adding more and more kind of an features or whatever the services in future. But Apple is not known for trying to catch up with others. Apple is known for what they do is best. Apple, because with the whole ecosystem that they have created, if that they have created through MacBooks, iPads, iPhones, everything, you know if you have those, it is one of the most best experience to live in. And there is a lot of videos out there, you can go check it out, how it is just a better value experience for a lot of people out there, that just to have kind of a living that Apple experience, which they clearly do really well. And that's might be the reason that people might shift from Adobe Creator Pack to this one, the Apple Creator Pack, the Adobe, what they call it, Creator Studio Pack, Apple Creator Studio Pack. So yeah, so let me know, apart from that, uh, like, I feel like it is another kind of a revenue generator for Apple. If it works, it works, because when it comes to this kind of subscription, I'm talking about it, because it is much more tailored towards creators, most probably because majority of the creators will buy it. Companies, not so much, I believe, because they have their own thing. Like, but creators can choose what they want to buy, and if they nail it really well done, I think they have in down to line in next 4 to 5 years a good subscription service, that is definitely can be a good subscription service is definitely will be a good revenue model for them. So yeah, not too much away to think to talk for me, but I just wanted to give you that kind of information. But apart from that, Twitter was down for me too. At least I when I was not just me, it was for everyone, but for me it was not showing just any post, and there were also and the thing for me is that there were also not kind of an error information, like the for me the error was the post were just not showing up. So from that it was clear that Twitter was down. Some people thought it was cloud problems, but it was not. There is not kind of a specific reason why Twitter was down, and it has happened twice since this month only. It has happened twice for Twitter, which is are not surprising nowadays, especially whatever the things happen on Twitter with X, with Gork specifically. And it has become just kind of an another. I cover it on here, people care it or no, I don't know, but it has become kind of a norm. It's like if Twitter was down, people don't much care that much. I have seen it, like they just don't care about that platform anymore. And it just shows from their side also they did not give any official statement, but they also released their own algorithm again this month, which depend if you want me to cover that thing, because do you want even care that I will be going to depth, if you want to, not that if you don't want that I will just then cover it in next 5 to 10 minutes in next couple of episodes. So yeah, then YouTube release a video also, but also blog post. I will link down that blog post in the description, you can check it out. For the YouTube plans for 2026, so here are these. So YouTube plans to have new subscription plans for specific channels. So basically, like I said, YouTube has a lot of diverse broad concept, like broad media. It is not towards specific just making videos 10 to 20 30 minutes 1 hour video. It has not just videos, it is going into podcasts, it is into music, it is into now sports, specifically from YouTube side. Now YouTube has made a deal with NFL last year only, and even with the Oscars since 20 from 2028, that deal will be to till from that day, from that year till 3 to 4 year or 5 year deal, I don't remember, but Oscars are going to be on YouTube. And also NFL NFL deal that they did last year. You might have seen from global like big creators from Mr. Beast also did it. Speed. Then there was what lot of creators were there, So yeah, that deal, and seeing those deals happening, YouTube is going to have specific subscription for those specific channel packs. So basically, let's say NFL pack, you can get it. Let's say entertainment pack, they might name it for Oscars or the big some kind of specific entertainment big subscription that they specifically YouTube make deals, which I actually like, if they do it, rather than just getting a whole subscription. But I hope that subscription plan is kind of an uh, not too much bigger than what YouTube subscription, which I believe the worst case scenario here is that adding more subscription, what happens is that they create a ladder step situation. What Apple is that they can go from $5 to from $2, $5 to 20, 25 or $50 a month. You never know, because the problem is with these adding new subscription is that they're like, they can create a ladder system, which is again that system we broadly talked about in the smartphone industry, about how the base phones are not kind of and the base phones are just there for it, there no one buys base phone because companies even know that, so they give as much as low specs as possible, and they force you basically, unintentionally force you basically to, unintentionally not intentionally force you, but you don't know that you are going to it, but from 128 gigs to 254, like 252 to 500, to in terms of storage wise, specifically. And Apple, like every other smartphone companies has that. So building new subscription good for specific people who just wants to watch those kind of and things, like let's say entertainment, or sorry, sports pack, let's say. But let's see, I genuinely want YouTube to make specific channel subscription if they can make it. I don't know if it is possible. Like let's say I watch a lot of how about YouTube can give me, if I can select 10 channels my as from a user side, and from those 10 channels I just pay for those 10. No, that does not make sense. It is does not make sense. Like I think, I hope they just don't increase the main subscription like for the ad free model. I hope it remains same for long period of time. And the other the entertainment pack, or like they are introducing about like 10 new subscription, which is kind of like I said, the worst case scenario is they can create a ladder situation and make the main ad free subscription way too much higher price, or this subscription might be way too much higher price. So you never know, there can be one or two other things, but I like we are getting specific separate subscriptions. So that's there. So moving on from that, as YouTube is so yeah, YouTube will also roll out 0-minute limit timer for YouTube TV Kids, for YouTube Kids basically. So basically, if you want to set up, if you have set up a YouTube Kids account for your specifically kid, then you can limit out, and they will roll out this feature for next a month or two. You will get it, all parents will get it if they have kind of in this setup out. I think you should do, every parent should do out there. If you don't know that YouTube has specifically YouTube Kids kind of an account setup for your kids, so how much they are watching it, you can limit it from your side, and basically kind of and have healthy content viewing experience, rather than doom scrolling, or rather than, let's say, watching too much YouTube, not just doom scrolling but watching too much videos, so YouTube is, I think, the first company to do it, and they even talked about it too, that adding 0-minute, basically you can just restrict your kids from watching shorts and videos, specifically. And that is a good deal, I will say, for specifically for, and that is a bold move. I hope other platforms do. I'm looking at you, Instagram, please add this. It is the no brainer. So yeah, I'm glad they are adding this specifically to limit and kind of and have giving more tools, and kind of and have a healthy relationship what they are watching, and how much they are watching, because as a kid you can get too much overwhelming on happening on the internet. Spending too much time on the internet does not make sense after years of spending on internet. I am and also, if, after all this news, I hope parents have understand to, at least the newer parents that are coming, or if you are still parent and you don't know about this, please have some digital information, or sorry, digital safety information, always. And YouTube is one of those things which also is one of the great for kids, where watching not just educational information I am saying, but also having kind of an entertainment. Specifically, if a parent trusts a specific creator of watching specific kind of an videos, like say in terms of sports, in terms of entertainment, the big ones like Mr. Beast is there, then there is Air is there, then there is Ryan Train is there. Those are one of the big ones. Then there is Red and Link, Dude Perfect, where they genuinely talked about how kids, uh, how Dude Perfect genuinely talks about how parents are not worried that their kids are watching them, because they know it's a clean content. So yeah, and that's also the major reason why Dude Perfect has their own TV app and own mobile app. So the kids can watch. Parents can go and give kids, they can watch Dude Perfect, because they can just trust it. So that is how you can make believe, that is how you go and build a trust that Dude Perfect has done. But yeah, so yeah, Europe kids are really good. Limiting 0 minute timer, industry first that they have talked about, which is really good. Then also they gave a stat that in last 4 years YouTube has given $100 billion in just revenue for creators and companies, which is just insane. you know no other social media platform does this in this scale. Even though they can do it, they can introduce, like, it's not that YouTube, when YouTube first entered shorts, the major thing is YouTube going to introduce a revenue model for short too, which surprisingly ge- going all out in the industry for shorts. And because before that it was TikTok and Instagram with reels, and then YouTube just dropped their shorts. And now in just couple of months, YouTube, in that same year I believe, YouTube kind of introduces a revenue model for creators who wants to do who f- who, f- the creators who just do shorts specifically and make kind of short content, to give revenue model for them, which still to this day these other platforms have not picked up, which is kind of a shame. The amount of ads I watch on Instagram is insane. And the thing is, I don't even give, like, the creators are not even getting paid from this ad revenue model, which is insane. To think about that amount of revenue this Instagram makes out, the amount of the amount of user base Instagram has, and they genuinely do that. They can just copy paste what YouTube does, but they are not. So I hope they at least do it this year. We might see an ad model from Instagram, but yeah, specifically for creators, uh, which also one of the reasons why it makes creators like me who are starting new to come on YouTube rather than go to the Instagram platform, because YouTube is all around a video platform, which I'm doing. And also the fact that it is if YouTube can do everything, like it is, the live streaming is available, the shorts feed is available, the major main videos is available, they provide more and more new features. They kind of compared to others give kind of a much more transparency, and they hear creators, at least I will say. I hope they try to improve their app much more. Specifically, their I think I feel like the only major complaint I see about YouTube is the feedback, which is kind of scary, in a sense, because the copyright system can be a really, you can be the unlucky person and your whole channel get destroyed, and that's the major thing about it. But at least compare, like YouTube alone, like it has its own major problems, but comparing to what others are doing, oh my god, like YouTube is far better from them. So yeah, then YouTube will also roll out dynamic ad coming year. So if you don't know dynamic ad or rollout, we have talked about this before. Last year they talked and announced it. Basically, dynamic ad rolls is basically major about uh, when a creator have a partnership or a brand partnership inside a brand integrated partnership inside a video that can be a 30-minute rollout. You most probably see those in a podcast, the 30-second or 1 minute kind of an ad break, where ad is shown. Basically the creator read outs the ad, who supports the podcast. And even not just a podcast, even in a 10-minute video you can see that, even those kind of things. And I feel like those brand basically are called, they are calling it a dynamic ad rolls. Basically those the ads you can cut out and replace it with the newer one. So basically, let's say for example, you are a creator, you did a 20-minute video on specific video, whatever it is, and in that video you have a 1 minute or 30-second kind of an ad rollout, or a brand partnership. You talked about that partnership that help you create these videos, the classic YouTuber brand reading. Now what it does basically, what you can do in future basically is that you can remove that specific 1 minute 30-second part, and after removing it you can add a newer one, or you can just remove it from the whole video. Which the reason why it helps is basically to make new deals, and so basically making an evergreen kind of an content. So basically if you have kind of an evergreen kind of an content like entertainment wise, or just as a content, what you can do is uh, renew your deals or renew whatever it is. So basically the deals can be timeline based, so most creators, what they do now, or I have seen creators do this, is that they do give kind of they do have kind of an time limited contract. So basically after 1 year the creators remove that specific brand partnership from that video. They just cut that out for part from that video. But now they can YouTube has given the feature that they can roll out that you can roll out new ad rolls in it, which is a good for a creator, I feel like. Specifically for podcasts like Joe Rogan, which I don't know if my content will ever ruin. Specifically we talk about weekly news, but there are content out there, entertainment content is there. So yeah, this will be really helpful for creators, which I'm looking forward to. Then YouTube is also testing games. So they are, if you don't know, YouTube is testing games for a long period of time. Specifically it is, if you are a paid premium subscriber of on a YouTube, you might be seeing ads, sorry, ads not, games on YouTube for a long period of time. But now it is getting much more kind of a personal ad. So basically you as a creator, I think you can create ads on your specific channel. You can bake in games on your channel, so it is, like I said, kind of an feels too much, which I think we don't have too much kind of an I don't think I have too much kind of an idea where they are going with this. But I can see, let's see how kind of an example we get in future regarding that. So yeah, and yeah, I think that's it in terms of features and news. And one last thing is that they are definitely, like Neil definitely, he talked about that they are aware of the cheap AI content that we call AI slop, where AI generated videos are just going out in those specific channels and generating a lot of revenue. You know, uh, those kind of content, YouTube knows it and they want to tackle it. But they also talked about how uh, in YouTube, where content like ASMR, or watching people playing games. So basically streamer, or just watching people playing, like playthroughs, we watch, which is much more of a common to watch nowadays. Kind of an entertainment, a really common entertainment videos are there, which are not, now common, but back into those days was not too much of a common kind of an content where people used to make fun of it. So Neil also talked about how we want to, yeah, help creators with AI, and they want to use AI, they want to integrate AI, and they are integrating AI, like especially they are starting with the shorts one. At least since last year we have talked about that, background AI images, voice dub, AI voice dub, but what they are talking about is just like how the content was unusual, like uncommon back into this, now has become kind of an accepted one. So he talks about how some AI content which are actually good content right now, he thinks that will be much more common in future. Which I do agree. It's not that I feel like every AI content, like there are really good AI based content. Now, depending upon how you think AI, like some people think AI content as some of to like some of you might think that what I mean by AI content is using specific videos and images in videos. No, I am talking about full blown AI content that has been made since like avatars, which are out there. Like there are so much, so really insane avatar of people, like realistic, like what you are seeing right now, it can be done by that, nowadays AI, so those kind of content where the person you are literally seeing is might not be kind of a person who is actually, it might be created by AI, it might be created by them in terms of visually just to make kind of videos, to hide, like same kind of thing how again what uh, kind of we YouTubers used to face a lot back in those days, still face it, but now it is kind of a normal, not that much the uncommon thing nowadays for people to accept. So yeah, he talks about they want to take action on those cheap AI content, AI slop content that is flooding YouTube, you know, and they are doing it. Like I'm seeing a lot of reports too from where content that the big AI channels are getting removed from YouTube side, which is good, but also the fact that we don't know what is going to be new uncommon like thing that is going to be a no common in next 5 years. So yeah, let's see how it does, or how is what is the next uncommon thing that is going to be common. I don't know. So yeah, that is it, I think, for this episode number 48 for the Tech Guy podcast. Before going, let me know your thoughts regarding the ad models. What do you think generally about ad models in any given form of, like, even in, let's say, if you are much of a reader, newsletter, blog post, let's say if you are subscribed to Verge, Bloomberg, if you are a YouTube video watcher, what do you think about ads there? Also, overall, how is your kind of an thought process regarding ads, and what do you think about ChatGPT getting included in ads, which I feel like I have talked everything about my perspective in this, but I want to know your perspective. So yeah, that is there. I also want to know your perspective regarding the what is the new economical model for basically to not go into the dead internet theory and have kind of an a sustaining model for both of them running. So basically both has kind of some kind of revenue in it. So the web pages, the websites, the articles, the media companies out there on the internet, and same with the chatbot, like just scraping everything and tearing apart everything is not going to be helpful in next 5 to 6 years. So that's there. And the last question is about the content wise, like what do you think about in terms of when it comes to YouTube, uh, let's say about AI content, what you see, the last point I talk about, like what is that AI content you feel like not watching, like what is that AI content you feel like it's okay, you can, like what do you think that is uncommon now but will become common in future, which I feel like there are some certain ones which are definitely good ones, uh, which are not too much because they are not full blown AI channels for now. So yeah, and I'm not even subscribed to them because I don't watch, because for me YouTube is kind of a lot, like I have subscribed to more than 100 channels for now, and it is kind of an overwhelm, like the people who I watch regularly are mostly news, people who do journalistic news stuff, and I believe written link from Good Morning, Smosh, and what like these are some like big media companies, like small YouTubers like I think Colt. He's not small, but he has 100k, which is definitely not small, but 100k subscribers. But individual creator, he is there. Life of Riza is there. She is also individual creator who is doing insanely, which I've talked before too. So there are a lot of individual YouTube channels who are doing really great, which I kind of am looking forward to how they integrate AI or they use it. Like a lot of people use AI in one or certain way, but full blown AI content, what you see in front of you is not real. That is quite kind of an content which I see rarely, even in my own feed, So what do you think about AI content? My only major like kind of an problem with AI, at least on the YouTube side, at least for now, the major problem right now for majority of the side, like on the media, on the internet, is the use of likeness of a person and blackmailing them and using it as a kind of a revenue model. So that's why a lot of Hollywood actors and a lot of studios are going to do petitions and kind of and file petitions towards their kind of an uh, specific things like I don't know, like specific things like Matthew McConaughey. Sorry, I'm pronouncing his not name right, but the actor from Interstellar, you know him. He has filed like 5 to 6 which are approved petitions for specific dialogues of his film, which are kind of infamous, From so yeah, let's see how it evolves. So yeah, let me answer. Like you guys can definitely answer some of these questions that I asked in the outro here. So yeah, I think yeah, that's it for this week's episode of the Tech Guy Podcast. I will see you guys mostly Monday only, because I know that I talked about doing 2 episodes this week, but it did not happen. But next week you are going to get 2 episodes. Definitely, we are not skipping anything. So yeah, I will see you guys Monday, and next week we will be getting 2 episodes that week. So yeah, that's it for this week's episode of the Tech Guy Podcast. I will see you guys in the next episode. See ya.